My name is Teresa Lockwood. I reside in Vineland, New Jersey, and I'm going to talk about toxic unity. So, it's interesting. So, I'm about to record false pastor William Clay. There's actually many different things, like in a one section that I went to record, but it's actually echoing the lies that I have not only first heard in this church. A Ramoth Church, formerly known as Vineland First Church of the Nazarene, but that was actually a claim that there was no salvation before Jesus Christ. So there was no actually heard that from few people. This church and these Pentecostals, because I said, salvation was taught before Jesus Christ. So, they said that's impossible, but that wasn't that was from a full gospel assembly of the Pentecostals. I'm not Pentecostal, never was, never believed in anything that they have ever said. I did have somebody trying to steal my words, just like this church did. I'm a church. And Calvary Chapel, and actually a number of others. They actually persistently tried to, get me to come to their church, asking me through other people, and and then asking if they could email me, which they just cyberbullied and harassed me. I treated them nothing but kindness, and they treated me like garbage, like same thing that happened in this church. Vineland Nazarene Ramoth Church. So there's this thing. I'm questioning he actually believes it. I think it's really, really terrible that they echo other people's beliefs and what they claim, bringing confusion and portraying it to themselves, and it's very confusing to separate what they actually believe to what they're echoing what other people believe. The practice is not Christian, okay? So I said that before. They're trying to use a reflection of Paul in a passage that I basically interpreted as okay, I can get into that, but reflecting what other people believe. Okay, that was actually my original interpretation, but it is not the same. See, they keep basically trying to replay or mimic things by a false spirit, like not the spirit of Christ as Paul reflected things in. So when they try to mimic it in their carnal self, it comes out by their falsehood, okay, then other than what Paul did. And this guy tries to actually mimic what I've actually interpreted about Paul, which is coming out false. Now, the thing is of people mimicking other people to present this thing of what other people said and present it as themselves is not particular to what I interpreted or relation to that. There's this practice that I've actually also noticed by police, which this guy is an ex-cop, where they have these rules that they're not allowed to say things or do things in a certain way and accuse other people, which is anti-Christian. You can accuse other people of committing crimes against you, but they're coming up with all these ways or what have you. But it's not particular to police that do that. There's a practice that I noticed in traces of different little things that happened in regards to the cult societies, like from generation to generation, where they're mirroring or projecting forward of what is being said to them, where they can't say something or think that they can't. Okay, so anyway, the thing is that I've heard Calvary Chapel, these churches that are persecuting me, making claims that they distort what it meant by grace came through Jesus Christ. They don't understand what was being presented in the teaching. But, you know, they keep claiming, like the Pentecostal police keep making claims, you know, that love didn't come before Jesus Christ, or salvation didn't come from Jesus Christ, which I heard from. Well, theirs was a little different and projected in another church. And, you know, love didn't exist before Jesus Christ, you know, which is ridiculous. So he's actually going to say this again, so I'm going to record it. Oops. I just want to let you know, when he speaks of unity, people coming together, it is actually the same reflected in what he practices. When he persecuted me, scapegoated me, and I was scapegoated me out of this cult church, talking about unity. And he's projecting this in the Vineland, New Jersey Police Department also, where it's just like they connected with people by attacking, well, me. I was the scapegoat. And uniting people in this other way, because there's too much of cowards to well, speak the truth directly to people. And yes, there is things where people just don't listen to directly to a person, but if there's an opposition to a person, they'll scapegoat it through somewhere else. I have been the scapegoat in Vineland by hundreds of people. Basically, I've been psychologically tortured for many, many, many years. So it's actually been really, really terrible, physically, and mentally tortured. So he goes on these things, and he's distorting false accusations that were actually made about me. And, you know, he's going on about this self-love. Look, well, I'm going to wait till I do another video to talk about that. Look, his teachings are false here. Alright, so I'm just gonna play this.
I don't know if you know this or not, but it took the death of Jesus on the cross to create love and unity. I don't know if you knew that or not. Without the cross, there was no creation of love and unity. And Jesus dies on the cross.
That is a bold-faced lie. Does he believe that? He's reflecting Calvary Chapel's claim. And this was something I actually taught and actually wrote him, which they don't even understand, but it was tried to be mirrored by Frank Appolito. Unless the wheat dies. I can't get into that teaching. Okay, I'm going to. All right, now I'm not focusing. I gotta readjust my thinking. Please. Unless wheat dies. Well, unless wheat dies, it cannot produce new life. It's worded different in the Bible, but I'm gonna record this.
And defeats. He defeats sin. And he defeats the grave. And he creates love and unity. But it cost him his earthly life. He had to die in order to create what we all get to enjoy.
That was the passage of teachings of Jesus I was just talking about. But they misunderstand it. And they're putting in here basically in relation to the Vineland, New Jersey Police Department telling me I need to deny myself. That he's echoing in here. Telling me I don't have love or what have you, and they're claiming Jesus on the cross, and they basically have no idea what the message of Jesus Christ is. Okay? And they're making up all these lies. There's no lies in love. A seed that was planted in me by God, against all of their false lies that they present as love. Okay, so yes, God's speaking against them. So the thing is that he actually echoes in here the slanders of the Vineland Police Department. They're the chaplains, and all the lies in their church society, by the way. So the thing is just to let you know that they all united just like they do in my town against me. And that is not love. This is what they're calling love. This is what he's presenting, actually. That an action not in love uniting to crucify, that would be me. I can't be a sinless sacrifice for them, but they don't even understand that, but they don't really care either way. But they are united, claiming love, brotherhood, family, whatever the case may be, uniting and persecuting me as you're claiming love with these Pentecostals. So, their unity is false. And, of course, they want to jump to the cross and sit there. Oh, Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. To actually silence me, to refuse me from speaking against them persecuting me, which they continue to persecute Jesus throughout his time. And they're making up all these lies and make sure they stay in unity and committing crimes against me. And Jesus said those who are persecuting him was of the will of Satan. And these people who basically are claiming love and unity and family and brotherhood and all these other things, the Vineland Police Department and these churches, while they're lying to each other to persecute me. Why? Because I'm a witness and light against their evils. So, they're claiming they have love, and because they hate me without a cause, they're claiming I don't have love. This is what they're doing. Because I'm speaking against their evil, they said I don't have love. Because I'm speaking against their evil, they're claiming, oh, I don't know what it is to love my enemies. They have made themselves an enemy to me for no reason. I don't have to sit there and replay the story. I'm not Jesus, and I don't have to read. Jesus is my brother, and we are one. And they're persecuting Jesus with me. But, them killing Jesus doesn't save them. All it does is, basically they're just trying to sit there and justify their own evils and blame somebody else. That's all that it comes down to. But William Clay has basically trying to unite and commune with people, scapegoating me and blaming me for all the things that their cult has done, practiced, and every lie that they said, and he flips things backwards and goes around scapegoating me to get people to believe what I believe and what I taught that is against their ways. This is what he's been doing for years. Flipping things backwards. Going around no matter where I go and basically getting them to attack me, torture me, abuse me, and abuse whatever he basically speaks against or I speak against. To change their mind. And this is what they're doing. It's sadistic. It's cowardice. And it's also just a perversion of it's just evil. Exactly what it is. It's evil. This is what they've been doing. So they go around and basically, accusing me of the evils of the people I'm surrounded by. And getting them to abuse me for it. To attack the sin within them. This is what this guy is doing.